Hi guys, it's me again, and today I wanted to talk about my favorite books. I have 5 favorites that I'm going to tell you guys about now. Unfortunately, I still don't actually own a copy of one of them. This is in absolutely no particular order whatsoever. Let's get started. Okay, so the first one I'll go ahead and talk about is the one that I don't own, and you guys have probably heard me talk about this one so many times because I just love the book so much. It's Night by Elie Wiesel, and it's basically about Elie Wiesel going through the concentration camps as a child, or not a child, but as a teenager, and basically it's this whole thing about his experiences. It's about human spirit. It's an amazing, truly amazing book. And he is a truly amazing man. So if you haven't read it yet, I completely, totally, wholeheartedly suggest that you pick up a copy and you read it because it is truly amazing. The next one it's from a series of books called the 10 Days series. It's nonfiction. It's a great series. And basically it takes 10 days in the lives of important figures. This one is Martin Luther King, and this is the one, I haven't read them all. I'm still working on Abraham Lincoln, but I think that's the last one in the series. But this one's Martin Luther King, and there's also Anne Frank and Benjamin Franklin. I keep trying to say Ben Affleck, but Benjamin Franklin. And it's just 10 days, 10 important days in their lives. And this one talks about 10 important days in Martin Luther King's life. And it's just really well written. It makes a lot of sense. It gives you background, so it's not just talking about, a rundown of what happens to him in that day. It gives a little bit of a background as to why these things are happening, and kind of his thoughts and his feelings based on journal entries and different things like that, and different interviews that he comes across that have to do with these the subjects of his books. And this one I think is the most interesting because Anne Frank would have to be my second favorite out of the series, but this one's the most interesting because I always thought of him as all the way until the end, never giving up, and just full wholehearted. Everyone is behind him all the way up until the end, just pushing and pushing. But it turns out that in the end he was starting to question, am I doing the right things? People were trying to push him out, saying that his ways were the wrong ways. Those were the old ways, that they needed to get more violent about how to do stuff. And so yeah, it was just a different, eye-opening view that yes, he was a great man, but people started getting tired of him in a different way. It wasn't like necessarily the government or anybody else saying we need to get rid of him, he's causing trouble. It was more people were trying to push him out and send him to things that weren't so important because they wanted to do something that he wouldn't approve of. And that's basically the whole reason why he was where he was when he was assassinated. It's because people sent him there to get him out of the way so that they could do something that he wouldn't approve of. So yeah, anyway, one of my favorite books. Let's see, the next one is called Guitar Notes. Oh, this was written by David Colbert. The next one is Guitar Notes by Mary Amito. And this is basically, we're back into fiction. It's basically about this boy and this girl, and they are from two totally polar opposite places, right? Well, not like literally, but they go to the same school. And they're both musicians. He is a guitar player. His mom takes away his guitar. She, I think if I remember right, I'm going to say she plays violin, or maybe she plays cello. She plays a string instrument regardless. And so there's these practice rooms in their school that at lunchtime they can go and practice at, but they have to share. And he borrows a guitar from the school because his mom takes away his, and he starts playing there on certain days, and when it's her turn, the guitar is still there, So instead of playing her cello, she starts playing the guitar because, you know, and they're both having these issues. They're at first fighting with each other because, you know, he leaves some paper in the room, so she writes him a nasty note. So he sends a sarcastic note back, and just different things like that. And it's just, it's a really cute book. It's just, I love the writing. I love the back and forth because one chapter will be about her, one chapter will be him, and it's just, it's a really good story and a really good feel good kind of story, and I really enjoyed it. So that's guitar notes. And then another one that I am always talking about that you guys are probably tired of hearing about, not just from me but from so many other people, is The Selection from Kira Katz. And I did a complete review on the Selection series, the first 3 books at least, and I will put a link to that below so you guys can check that out. But basically, you know, this is one of my favorites because when she's becoming a princess, something that, you know, every girl wants to be a princess, and she's having to fight with her inner feelings and all of this stuff. And I chose this one as my favorite. I love the whole series. It's one of my favorite series. But I chose this one as my favorite because it just kind of starts the whole thing. You get to see a lot more of her development in the beginning. Her, you know, you get a lot more background on the girls that are showing up. The other 34, I think there's 35 total, right? Yeah, 35 total. But you get a lot more background on the 34 girls other than her. And it's just, it's really neat to see the beginnings of the relationships. So this is probably why this is my favorite out of the series. And this is one of my favorite books. And then the last one, number 5. Again, no particular order. I just finished reading this like 2 days ago. It is the best ever. Oh my gosh, I felt the feels, whatever. It is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and oh my gosh, I totally felt the feels. You know, I was angry when she was angry. There was one point in there where I was just so livid I had to put the book down because of something one of the characters did. Just made me so mad. So I put the book down, and then I cried when she cried, and oh my goodness. It is probably out of all 5 books, maybe my favorite. Or at least it is right now because I'm still feeling the feels. I don't know. But I cannot wait. This is the first of the series. I cannot wait to see what happens in 2 because the end is just like, what? So I cannot wait to see what happens. And totally, if you like magic, if you like twists, if, you know, yeah, this is definitely a good book to pick up if you haven't yet. But those are my top 5 favorite books, and again, no particular order. And I hope you enjoyed it. I would love, you know, comment below what's your favorite book. I would love to hear that. Maybe it's something I haven't read yet. I can totally pick it up. Not that my TBR isn't long enough as it is, but I love getting recommendations. I would love to, you know, see what your favorite books are, so tell me that down below. If you've read any of the books that I told you about, I would love to hear what you have to say about those also. But anyway, that's for me for today. So click the thumbs up if you haven't already. If you really like this video, thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. If you would love to see more videos about what I have to do, please consider doing that. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.